Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome, friends, to another podcast. I have a question for you. Are you a defender of your faith? Inshallah, the answer is yes. One might ask, how am I supposed to be a defender of my faith? Very easily. When others come to you with questions about your faith, or maybe they have been given the wrong answers to things about your faith, do you answer correctly to clear that misconception? Do you help to clarify? Do you help to correct the wrong answer? I can tell you from my experience, there are a lot of people out there that have so many misconceptions about Islam. And many of them have an interest in Islam, but out of fear, they usually tend to pull away from it because of all of the wrong things that have been told to them, whether it's by their family, their friends, their acquaintances, or things they see on the news. So, as important as being out there making dua and helping others to take shahada, it's very important also for us to defend the truth, to clear the misconceptions and the lies about it. And alhamdulillah that Allah has given us the privilege to do that. Our faith should move us to want to defend it. But now, when I say defend it, I don't mean in a radical way or in an extremist way. Because, in my humble opinion, Islam is not radical and it is not extreme. There would be no way on earth that I would be in this religion. Coming out of Christianity, all my life I've been a Christian. So there would be no way that I would be in this religion if it were extreme and radical. But sadly, in this religion, there are extremists and there are radicals left and right. But they certainly don't represent me. And they most certainly don't represent a lot of brothers and sisters in Islam. Their views are so far out there that when you listen to them speak, and not only listen to them speak, when you look in their eyes, you can see so much hate. You can see evil. And you say, Subhanallah, I can't believe that this is in my religion. But sadly it is. And there's nothing that we can do about it, we may think. But yes, there is something we can do about it. We can stand up and defend our faith. Even if you come face to face with those extremists, you defend it. It's like, how dare you talk the way you talk about this faith, and then everybody who doesn't know about Islam puts us all in the same basket, thinking that we're all crazy, that we're all extremists, that we're all radicals. And then the rest of us, we suffer because of these fools out there who don't know when to shut up. They run their mouth and they run their mouth and they run their mouth, and their mouth is going 1,000 miles a minute. They're not using their brain. They're just using the mouth. Me, I'm not afraid. If I stand up to the everyday Joe, I can stand up to an extremist also. Because this is my faith. My faith. And I honor my faith and I love my God. And when I see these people out there talking the nonsense that they talk, and then you have people from other religions listening to what these people say, and they're like, oh my God, did this person just say that? And then they come back to me and they ask me, and I have to now go and clean up the mess that these radicals and extremists out there are pushing. It's almost as if they hate Islam the way they speak. You look at their eyes, and I swear to you, wallahi, the hate and anger, and you think, what did that person go through in their life that this beautiful religion, this beautiful faith, they're coming out here and speaking the way they speak? They're not uniting people, they're dividing them. And they're turning people off to the beauty of this faith. Because there's a lot of people out there that are very much interested in Islam, genuinely and sincerely interested in it. But then you've got people like so and so and so, and I can tell you the names, but I will not go there right now. But there's many of them. I can tell you one by one by name that people see, and these are prominent members in the community, prominent teachers, spewing hate. Islam is not hate. Yes, we hate the bad things that people do. We hate the bad things that happen in this world, the injustices. But we don't go hating on people. When I hear these radicals saying, oh, destroy the United States, destroy Israel, destroy this place, I'm thinking, don't you know that in those places you have Muslims also? You have your brothers and sisters in Israel. You have your brothers and sisters in the West. You have your brothers and sisters in every place on this earth. So when you are preaching destruction for a country, you're preaching destruction for your brothers and sisters because they live there also. Because Muslims are not just Arabs. They're not just black. They're not just white. Muslims are so diverse. Every culture and every background, every profession. So you're pretty much wishing doom on us. That's wrong, haram. I have such a disdain for these types of teachers because they make it hard on the rest of us who are trying to show the justice of this religion and the beauty of this religion. And then they're coming out there with their tongues spewing all kinds of manure from their mouths. It's shameful. And half of the time when you see them, it's as if they're spewing this hate because they know that the younger generation, the young men and the young women, are easily gullible. And when you take this demographic of youth, you take these people who in certain countries are going through difficulties and hardships, and they feel that they have been discriminated against, and they've been treated harshly, and that everyone and everything around them has been horrible to them. Of course they're going to listen to these people. Of course, because they have so much anger in them because of the lot that life has given into them. Not realizing that every situation, everything we go through in life is by the will of Allah. And if you can learn to trust in Allah, He will get you through. That whatever is given to you is given to you. This is what Allah has deemed on you. Why should you blame society and be angry at society? But unfortunately and sadly, this is what happens with the younger generation. And so they're easily targeted. And these people, these men, these teachers, they come along and they get them all stirred up. And next thing you know, they're following the lead of these radicals and extremists out there. These radicals and extremists, it's as if they don't want people following Allah. It's as if they want people following them. Oh, don't praise Allah, praise me. I'm your leader. Well, no, I'm sorry, honey. You're not my leader. Allah is my leader. So, and I know that Allah sees everything. Allah knows what's going on. And I know that Allah has a time and a place for everything. And these people, Allah allows them to go do their thing. But don't think for 1 second that Allah isn't keeping track of it. It's like, it's amazing to me, wallahi, subhanallah, that these people can go around acting the way they act and have no fear of Allah. It's like, don't you know that on Judgment Day you're going to have to answer for everything that you did, everything that came out of your mouth, every thought? You're going to have to stand before Allah on Judgment Day. What are you going to say? Wallahi, it's amazing to me. And as I mentioned earlier, I have people, they come up to me and they're like, oh, I heard this scholar say this and that, and I heard this imam say this. Oh my God, it's terrifying what they say. And then I have to clean up the mess. Like I'm sure many other Muslims have to do the same thing. Those who are out there defending their faith. Because we have to defend it. Not only defending our faith from the ones who don't know about Islam and are talking all this horrible stuff about Islam, but then we have to defend it from those within. It's crazy. I am Muslim. I am a revert. And I am so thankful to Allah every day that I have this faith, that Allah allowed me to come into Islam and to be a part of this beautiful faith. And I want to share this faith with people. And I want people to see the beauty of this faith, the justice, the mercy, the love that Allah has for us. And you got fools out there with their rhetoric and their ideologies. It's ridiculous. It's like you just wish they would just go away. Obviously, they have issues. Because some of the things, as I mentioned, that spews out of their mouth, they have issues. They need to do an evaluation on their heart. Because Islam is not cruel. Islam is not hate. Our mouth should be a source of refreshment when we speak. Our hearts should love people and care about people. We should be concerned about people, not spewing hate against people because of what we think is right or what we think is wrong. It's not what we think is right is wrong. It's what Allah thinks is right and is wrong. And if you're not going the way of Allah, then you're not going the right way. I don't care who you are. You could be the biggest scholar in Saudi Arabia or an imam right here in the U.S. I don't care. Could be anybody. But if you are not preaching and you are not teaching correctly, then you got an issue. Just because a person has a degree or a diploma in something doesn't mean they're smart. It means they know something, but doesn't mean they're smart. How many of these scholars, these sheikhs, they have diplomas and degrees. But what about the diploma and the degree of the heart? Having a good heart. Sometimes the ego gets so fat and so big. And have no shame. They have no shame. So again, are you a defender of your faith? May Allah embolden us, make us strong that we defend our faith. No matter who it is, that we defend it with all our heart and all our might. Knowing that this faith is honorable and is beautiful. It is the truth. And maybe if these people were to go back and re-examine their hearts, maybe they would get the full sense of what Islam is, instead of all this radicalism and extremism, which has no place in this religion. And inshallah that we do our best to keep our hearts clean and to keep our minds clean, to see the best in people, to try to help people, Because at the end of the day, that's what is important, is that we want to help people, not hurt them. And you can hurt people with your words. So we need to be careful. Inshallah, may Allah make it easy for all of us. May we be a source of strength for one another and encouragement for one another. May we be the best of examples. Be a defender of this beautiful faith, Islam. Until we meet again, my precious brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.